Hello everyone and welcome back to what is this game again? I mean The Great Ace Attorney. The last time I streamed this, it was a long trial. And what basically happened is the gentlewoman killed the professor. She killed the professor, and we broke her down. Like we deduced her so hard that the geese was going crazy, and then we won that trial. So that's pretty much it. So. But yeah, it's nice to get back into this series again, and we are going to be starting up a new chapter in this game, and this is episode 2, and let's start this.
In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath. In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The speckled band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which she referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike.
It's the greatest lawyer ever in the 19th century.
I had ever seen.
Yeah, so it's okay then. Well, come on in. Oh, I forgot that I turned on auto text.
Let us unravel this mystery and discover what events
No,
led to
what?
this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted.
Azuma
inside when he was
died!
killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way.
No!
So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality. This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident, by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait!
Shh. That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What? Don't be absurd. This is murder. I need cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you, and where have you come from?
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Sherlock Sholmes. I presume you must have heard of me.
now. Oh, my head is throbbing. Did I? It's not autoplaying, so I think we're good. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Wait, I can't move. What? What the? Why am I in handcuffs? So you will, so you will wake up now. We had you dragged out of the dragged you out of the wardrobe. I do not believe how you could not wake up. But you're a true cold-blooded man. You. Ah, you found me then. Ah, we found you, and now you wait. And now you pay criminal. How long are you? How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe? Sorry. Now, now you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes again. No, I did not commit a crime again. Unless you want to find out how cold the sea is. No, I'll tell you everything. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Isn't that why did you do it? Why did you take his life? This Susato? Wait, what did you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where is Kazuma? Ha! You pretended you did not know. Where are you? Where are a wolf and a sheep's pelt? You are the killer. You did. Don't try to make excuses. What? Kazuma-sama was Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. No, I like Kazuma. Here, in this very cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. His body. Please, do not try to tell us you're doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. And these handcuffs? Surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please! No. No! Kazuma. It was just two short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Don't you find it fun being stowaway? Besides, how often could you come to England with me to study? Excuse me. it was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier. The way that Russian crewman just tossed a traveling case onto the floor. I thought I was going to die. Yes, I can't quite believe that. I really don't think you should be able to fit inside my trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look. Hey, honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself in my cabin here, I don't expect anyone to discover you. I hope not. I get this feeling that those Russians won't be very forgiving for a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, but that's for sure. I want to know this. Why do we need to take a secret from a young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant, Miko Toda. You mean? From your close friend, more to the point, surely we could confine in her, couldn't we? I don't believe that she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty as a associate. It's best that only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the inside. Supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there. I think you won't be for long. Anyway, compared to hiding inside the traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Yes. But what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I'll tell you what. Why don't you write "keep out" or something on this piece of paper? What? Then I can stick it over to the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. We've only been in the sea for about 15 days. 15, I mean. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together. We only leave you. We leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer. No, I'm not a murderer. Da. You said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes. No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but murdering my best friend? No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. Susato-san? Please, tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. But there is something I would like to ask you too. Those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. The sniper is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. Kazuma's death. That's important. He really has been killed. Hasn't he? There isn't a. This isn't just a bad dream. And these handcuffs, they think I did it. They think I'm Kazuma's killer. Then what? Then they found him, and the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via porthole window, and the bolts on the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? Or to put it the other way, the culprit could only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation? This is impossible. How do you die then? What happened exactly? Are you still going to deny the charge, even despite circumstances? Please, Susato-san, you have to tell me. The cause of death is still undetermined. They don't know how he died? The ship doctor is examining the body, but of course he has no post-mortem analysis experiment or experience. I mean, I don't suppose that we should learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call. So presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then. That's true, yes. About the incident, can anyone tell me what exactly happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Yeah, why would anyone kill Kazuma? I don't know. Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. Please, whatever you said, you were here in the cabin after all. Well, yes, I was, but he would always wake before dawn and do his training before first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning he did not come. He did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead? Then the Susato-san arrived at his cabin door. I wonder. I knocked. Then there was no reply. Then I started to become worried. So I went to find a member of the crew. The crewmate forced the cabin door open when we managed to get inside. There was Kazuma-sama, collapsed on the floor. And the white tape that there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I have no idea. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. I wish I wasn't in the case, but that's just very hard to believe. This is all very hard to believe for me too. Trust me. No, I've told you everything that I know. So it's my turn to ask you a question or two, or three. Water tastes good. Hold on, let me check something real quick. Boop-a-doop, boop, 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 boop. Alright. Yes, alright. My head feels so heavy. It's still throbbing like anything. Stowaway. Why are you even on board this ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway. Didn't you? Oh yes, I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. I had no idea. But how could you have occupied? But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's the cabin for so long without him noticing? No, that would have been impossible, obviously. Yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. He wanted to go to England together. He actually asked you? But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason why myself. I don't understand. Kazuma, why do you want this? So what's the real reason? Why go to such extreme length to smuggle me to England with you? It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were so serious. If you have a talent for it, I can assure you of that. But you've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development. Century of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes. Like, can there? Oh no, definitely not. But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then what? Nothing. Forget it. Oh, great. Kazuma-sama he was already saying the same thing? That he wanted to change the Japan legal system? Perhaps he thought he would have been that he could do that with you. Yes, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. The look on his eyes then. It was darker than I've ever seen it before. Susato-san? I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. My stowaway on the ship, I mean. If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me being guilty by association. That's exactly right. Yes, we're perfect. In fact, last night. If you're the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night in this cabin? Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I fell asleep. Well, yes. So deeply that you couldn't even stir when you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was dead or killed. Well, yes. I know it sounds unbelievable, really, I do, but it's the truth. If only I woken up, then perhaps I would have been in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Really? Is something wrong? Oh, no, it's... Please, forget it. Susato-san, you had to believe me. I didn't do it. I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there's no one else who could possibly have done it. Kazuma, I don't believe it. Why? Why did this have to happen? I can't take this. don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave it. I can't allow that to happen. I'm sorry, but Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I suppose to sit around my hands tied while whoever did this walks free. No, I can't allow that to happen. Well, what do you propose to do then? I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to you're going to have to excuse me. Yeah! Oh, she just flipped me. What the? That was the suicidal takedown. The suicidal what? What martial art form is that? It's upside down. I wonder. I can't flip the screen, unfortunately. Boo! Alright. I'm going to need you to provide it. Sorry, provide it. I meant prove. What? I didn't mean provide. What? No, prove. Yes, you're innocent. I need evidence. But the only thing I got is paper and a badge. And she's 16. But how am I supposed to? Have you forgotten already? What you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law. Ah, I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. I have to get to Sato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves that I'm not guilty of this awful crime. This badge! Right, no. This paper!
Yes!
Tell me, when did I discover when I was discovering the wardrobe before? Was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh yes, it was. I remember clearly. So I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there. In that case, just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. Even though I didn't BRB for whatever. So naturally he did he did the same last night as well. Ah! Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe door before he opened them. But if I were truly the culprit, I could have climbed back inside that wardrobe and stuck this on the outside from the door on my own. Yeah, that's quite true. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you. Thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? Hey, what going on in me? We're about to investigate. Hey, the stream's working for you? That's cool. That's good to hear. Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I would stop you from investigating in here at least. Thank you. So you finally believe me? It stops working. It stops working sometimes. Ah, nice. I'm sorry. No. Huh? My favorite Pokemon? Uh, it's been a while since I played Pokemon. The last game I played was Shield. I'm gonna have to say Score Bunny. I like Score Bunny. And it evolves to Cinderace. I'm sorry, no. What? I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position. I mean, what does she think I am a magician? I don't know. It could be magic. For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work, Susato-san. Please, don't misunderstand me. I'll still have my doubts. Oh? I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. Look at this board. Hey, that's cute. Posting me a Score Bunny. That's adorable. I wouldn't want you using your Kanjuri to tricks to destroy evidence, for example. Right? Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death. Let's examine. Did Kazuma write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink. He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk to when he collapsed from the floor. And I suppose he wrote that message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Poor Kazuma-san, or Sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. Water. Wooey! Needed that water. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments, was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. I don't think it's Japanese, Naruhodo-san. What? Then what? Then what language is this? Is it? It's painful to admit it, but I don't know. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with, but what does it mean, I wonder? Oh dear, that won't do. Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san? Is that a leg down there? I think it's either arm or a leg. Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused, and I forget to look around properly. Ah yes, that's no good. I don't suppose that you're as foolish as me in that regard. Are you, Naruhodo-san? That's what I just did. I'm sure you're careful to look around using arrows, the D-pad, aren't you? Now let's investigate all corners of this cabin. Yes, let's do that. I suppose that my field of vision has been rather small until now. That's a very large traveling case in there, isn't it? I mean, yes, it carries a lot of memories for me. Memories? What do you mean? Well, that's exactly how I still any away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case. Ah yes, I see it says to keep this up in Japanese. Which in hindsight, I should have. Which in hindsight, I should have realized that in foreign crewmen, that realized that the foreign crewmen wouldn't be able to read it. I was turned over and over and over that. And then I was tossed on the floor in here. Oh dear. Being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. Whoops. Well, it was at least it was less painful than a suicidal takedown. That's true. Oh, wait. That's my dinner from last night. A roasted chicken. It was really tasty. Yes, it was delicious, wasn't it? But do you eat it on the floor here? I'm not a dog to saddle. I eat it at the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate end up on the floor. But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he? No, that's right. For some, wait. So he didn't touch it, which meant all the more for me. Oh no, does that mean for Kazuma-sama spent his last night on this earth with an empty stomach? It's just too horrible. Now I suddenly have a guilty conscience in an aching stomach. Segai, the Japanese word for justice. The brush strokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma. Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. Yeah, can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoroughly or thoughtfully? Of course I can. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? Even though you stole away on the shelf, now you're going to bring it up, are you? I can't win. These are the rules of passage for traveling aboard the SS Burya. It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. What? Why are you staring at me? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? Why not both? Yeah, why not both? I could be a dangerous pet. Duh. Let's go. That's not a good thing, honestly. It's not a good thing. I can't decide. Well, one thing's for sure, either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. The books that have fallen on the shelf, look, they fall to topple the same way. And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea. Although he's fallen over the as well. Yeah, it's almost as if the whole stuff has been ransacked and everything moved down at once. I wonder if perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think? I seriously doubt that. Then perhaps it was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage. What? I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. Could the way these things that have been thrown about have anything to do with this case? I wonder. Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't think I don't like to see a mess. Hey, what's this on the ground? What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever the thing was, it appears to be broken clean in two. The glass is such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little netsuke fastener from a kimono outfit. I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he? And in the market beside it, what is it? I wonder. It has some sort of brick-like hue. Yeah, you're right. It's a color of brick, wasn't it? Even though I don't see anything of the same color anyway, and anywhere else in the cabin. I can just click on the spots. Oh, I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air, fresh air can circulate into the cabin. Isn't that a little odd? What do you mean? Well, this is a ventilator. If that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. Yes, it would appear to. You're right. But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the door or room, surely it should have been connected to the outside. That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the sea is rough or something like that. I suppose maybe that's it. This is, yes, it's the belt cord contraption, I think. What do you mean contraption? I read in a book I was studying that talked about the life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants. Really? That sounds almost magical. Well, should we give it a try? Yes! In the interest of cultural research, obviously. I suppose nobody comes for lonely Japanese people. No, I'm sure it's just that everyone's busy, that's all. Wow. Stupid Russian people. I'm just kidding. It's some 2 weeks since we sailed. We set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruhodo-san? I think living isn't quite the right description. Oh no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting making this a voyage in your own secret hideout. The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception. But because of that, you had no idea what was happening out in the cabin. No, sadly not. There should be one more. Actually, 2 more technically. Oh, 3 more. Let's go. Wait, what's the bit? Investigate the sword. That's Kazuma's precious sword. He never went anything without it. Anywhere without it. Yes. He was always saying that it's a Japanese man's katana is his soul. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring a sword to this trip. I suppose that shows how important it was to him. And now he's gone. Eh, But I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. Oh, whoops. This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have said whenever he was writing London Diary. Poor Kazuma, he didn't even make it to his destination. It looks as though the last entry is incomplete. Which means what? It was in the middle of his middle of writing when the incident happened. Let's see what it says. It could have been a valuable clue. It could be a valuable clue. Hiya! Wow. Why can't you let me read his diary? That's out of the question. What? Kazuma-san may have depart this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. But what if there is something important, something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it. For Kazuma-sama, I don't like prying into people's personal matter either. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? What? That's weird. He wasn't there a second ago. Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be the European. Oh, how did he? You noticed that the man too? Have you? I've I've I have no idea who he is or how did he get in here, but he looks suspicious and tall, surprisingly tall. Naruto-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is? Well, no, I don't have for any foreign friends or acquaintance at all. He doesn't look like a member of a crew. There's something very unusual about him. And is he investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell. Well, in that case, we simply must talk to him. Am I imagining it, or does Susato-san look almost uncontrollably excited? By the way, I expect that you've noticed already, but just in case, if you're pressing on the people when there's a crosshair you can converse with them. All right then, I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sight and what he has to say for himself. Oh, please do. Excuse me? Excuse me, do you have a moment? Shh. This is a This is a critical point in my investigation. Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly. Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. Greetings, I hope I haven't kept you long. Ah! What exactly were you doing on Kazuma's desk just now? This music. I like this music. I see. Fascinating. Uh, sorry. What do you see? If I... It feels like he's looking right through me. Oh yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deduction has crystallized. You have been Afghanistanian. I pre I prefer precise. I precise. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, what? And now, wireless of venturing towards foreign climes, you you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Oh well, that's true at least. But how? How the deduce? Did I know that? Perhaps. It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining. Wow, this boy knows how to do detective stuff. How you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery. There is no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being as you are a merciless revolutionary. You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. And with the Berrybone, the occupant of this very cabin, discovered your identity. You ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts, but beautifully. No need to hide the truth. Nothing that deceives these eyes. Just to be clear, you're talking about me, are you? Certainly I am. Do you see anything in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name. I don't even see one person who fits the bill. So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama. What? And you're plotting a revolution too. It's shameful behavior, Naruhodo-san. Absolutely wicked. No, listen, there's no way yeah! Now explain yourself. Tell me everything. This is ridiculous. How can you do it? For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary. Obviously. Oh, forgive me. And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? Were you just saying the first thing that came to your mind? Ah, but what was I not wrong? You're 100% wrong. Violet's venturing towards foreign climes. To You do find yourself in a most troubling predicament, do you not? Well, yes, maybe. Aha! There you have it. You see? What do you make of that? Hmm. Well, to be honest, this ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of the crime. So I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation. Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is the basic of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles. You see, I announced my findings with the brassy certitude. No, certitude. And more often than not, I'm right. Ah! I don't think you introduced yourself. Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to man and woman the world over. I am. Ooh, there you go. That's music, though. I am intimidable to Hemlock Sholmes. Dun 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 dun. I love this song already. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Whoopsie. I'm gonna go be right back for a second. I'm gonna get more water. Alright, I am back. Man, this music's really good. It's really you. You're the actual Sherlock Holmes? Jones? The very same, in typical actual Sherlock Holmes. You know that this man is Susato-san? The famous detective in the world, Naruhodo-san. Of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him. The planet what planet have I been living on then? We might as well ask him what he deduced. Well, he will have the worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. Really? Why do I feel unease about this? Reverse. Great detective. So, you're a great detective. You're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Indeed, I'm none other than the one and only Sherlock Holmes. Oh, I see. You're German, Sherlock, was it? No. I have no her. I mean, I have hair, but please call me Sholmes. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication. Oh yes, Man's magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interesting articles of Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England especially. Ah yes, here it is, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. So, you're the protagonist in a series of short stories then. Indeed I am! And you've read so many of your own stories that you started to think you really are the detective. Make no mistake, I'm not the poor deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backwards. Backwards? My trusty biographer records my greatest detection achievements and chronicles them in the magazine. You have a biographer? You have a biographer, do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. No, Dr. Wilson. Presently keeping shop in London. Dr. Wilson? I mean, I must say, thanks for the publication. I've been fantastically busy of late. Why this very moment? I am returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown. Really? I can't work whether I should take this man seriously or not. Deduction, you see, is to me a science, logical, the reasoning in its purest form. A science? Really? The astute observer notice even the most suitable, the most subtle of reactions in the subjects. A furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slightest intellection of the posture, fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin. All these things are data, right? And the trained logician makes a deduction of this data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago, how can he look at me in the eye and claim that? So you see, I have a turn both for observation and for deduction and fame. That is what makes me the one and only Sherlock Holmes. Kazuma's death. Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet? Have I managed to deduce anything, my dear fellow? Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in the most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Ah, I see. In other words, I'm in these now because of him. When I become anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all the crewmates to force the cabin door open, and I concealed myself among their numbers, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Yes, luckily from everyone, the great detective Sherlock Holmes was on board. And the handcuffs seem to be an exciting fit, Mr. Haruto. Ah! The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, the two facts were immediately apparent to me. Oh, really? Two facts, you say? Go to two facts. Mr. Holmes, tell us, please. What two facts were apparent to you when you came into this cabin this morning? Ah, yes, but first, let us be precise. The two facts in question were immediately apparent to me. Yes, I understand, but what were they? Allow me to elucidate. The two facts I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number one, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit outside of the question. Number two, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance. Hold on, Mr. Holmes. When you make What do you think the victim was Russian? Obviously, the dying message left by the victim on the floor. Tapo. That is the Russian word for wardrobe. Do you really think Kazuma-sama could have left a dying message in Russian? In the final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head for this young man Russian. Kazuma was Russian? Was he? Was he? I don't think so. I considered garderobe maybe the name of the killer, a certain Robert Grade, perhaps. But in the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong to not look inside the wardrobe, but there at least. You were where you found Mr. Haruto sleeping soundly. Quite so. I found you. The renowned Russian revolutionary killer. Why is that I'm Russian too? I observed that you're wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you're acquainted. And if my memory serves, the outfit is a tradition dress of the Russian person. Our school uniforms are the tradition dress of the Russian people? I had no idea. Wow, you're so stupid. And I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong. I took a photograph of the victim in the message that I might analyze for possible hidden details. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed. Yes, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this. This is sad. Alright, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, yes, thank you. A photograph, blah 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 blah. Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? Yes, pray. Or what pray? You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know what you said, I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia, and was that, and all that. Ah yes, the train of reason that led me to the truth. Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me? Do you think? Oh hey, Yo, certainly, if it interests you. How many times I'm not Russian? I don't speak Russian. I'm Japanese. Your deduction just now. Can we talk about your deduction before? The thing that you concluded about me, I mean... the now famously accurate, troubling the predicament you find yourself in. Actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary, an assassin of 16 parts. Yes, the more sordid detail. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads: Revolutionary villain aboard Bolshevik. Please Russia via Shanghai. This vessel made a port called the Shanghai yesterday. And last night the young Russian was murdered. Since when was Cosmo a Russian? It sounds like Mr. Sholmes had concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor. It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of the crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who had killed the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you villain aboard Bolshevik. No! How could it be me? I don't look anything like this man. Just look at its face. Well, you're a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well. Please. And might I add, your name does not appear on the ship passenger list. Need I say more? Well, that's because I'm a stowaway. What about the other details? The 60 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower. Yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those other particulars in the article. Indeed, the man has perpetuated thus far, and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about the revolutionary about Bolshevik was included. There can be no mistake. Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters? I wonder. And what about the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan? Also, also quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik what is recently returned after a period of subversive activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan. Where even is that? Where even is it? Anyway, this Afghanistan place. Here, take the paper for yourself as a little memo of this great deduction. Oh, thank you. I've absorbed all that is of interest to me within these pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby. Cool. New evidence. Hoggers. Sorry, I was checking something again. And you may find the article on the back page of interest as well. On the back page? Cast your eye over it. So, sometimes if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret. It's all written in Russian. I couldn't hope to read it, but I suppose it wouldn't hurt to glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two. Why not? Oh! It's a queen. This is interesting. Have you found something irrelevant, Naruhodo-san? Well, no. I mean, look at. I mean, looks like it might be interesting. I can't read a single word, I'm afraid. No. Nor can I. But look at this picture. Perhaps it's about the beautiful woman, young Russian princess. Do you think? She is pretty, isn't she? I suppose that you enjoy articles like this, do you? I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. I'm glad you've noticed this article. Yeah. Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents. Oh, thank you. He pops up everywhere. This Mr. Sholmes. It's about the disappearance of the young lady last night. Renowned Perma ballerina of the novice Bella disappears from Shanghai. During the performance in Shanghai, a famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented young Nikoline Pavlova. Why are Russian names so hard to remember? It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room. Where did Diamond Tyra you see pictured which is worth some 20,000 rubles. Oh, how much is the 20,000 rubles? I have no idea, but I'm quite sure that must be a unbelievable sum of money. Said Tadano-san. Tadano-san's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves. The tiara is the property of the Novovich the ballet. It would seem that the director is beside her with worry. Yes, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Parvalette and her valuable tiara. They've requested international assistance at all ports with sealing the Great Britain. Could this be another case of a Russian inflating his or her country? It does seem to be the Russian thing to do. I'm not even going to dignify that with the reason, Mr. Naruhodo. Water. Alright, I'm gonna go use the bathroom. So I will be right back. am back. Let's continue on with this investigation. Hold on, let me. Excuse me. I just dropped my water. That would have been horrible if I dropped my water. Alright. Before we start talking, you were examining Kazuma's death, weren't you? Kazuma? Ah, yes, the victim. Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all? Observe for a moment of the death of the victim. We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text. London Diary. Kazuma keeps noting on the trip. Ah, but I don't think we should read his private writing. It could upset people. Tragic. In something you ought to perhaps incidate before the act of reading. You mean you've read it already? It is my business to know what people do, to know what other people do not do. Wait. Why other people do not? Yes, believe it or not, I know the smattering of Japanese. Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know the Susato the take-on is. Susato-san, are you going to throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns? I'm sorry, Naruto-san. What do you mean? Life is so unfair. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely that this diary belongs to the victim. It would appear that the final sentence is incomplete, as the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the matter of the writing? Pray be precise as the details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. A smattering, dear boy, a smattering. Sayonara, but bonsai, Mikado, Nado. I trust you're suitably impressed. Ha! But this diary is literally with complex-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none. so, so what was all that showing off, but before then? If you would be so kind to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes. I'm much obliged, my dear madam. The fire entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary that consists of just 2 short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whispering sound. A whispering sound? There is a very deep... These are very deep waters. Pray go on. The second sentence reads, 3:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. A speckled band? What under the does that mean? I have no idea. I've never heard of that. I never heard of that expression before. A ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring to the lace in the wall there on the wall, which connects to the conjoining cabin. Yes, the entering the cabin. Kazuma Diary has been added to the court record. I don't even no idea why I read that. So I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being at least. Do you have somewhere to go? As it happens, the victim's writing in his diary has piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe, and if I am still too long, the seasick takes hold. Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of the investigation next door, which the ventilator connects to. Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds are rebel at stagnation. We crave a mental exhilaration. Oh, so yes, I intend to investigate. Hence, the truth will become clear soon enough. Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? No. That would be somewhat complicated. What? But why? A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer. Oh, these. And After all, you're a prime suspect in this matter, no? There's no point in trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided that I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as a culprit at any point. You must be joking. You just said only a moment ago. Dear me, you're clearly misguided. I would have no clue to or no cause to say such a thing. Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too. You quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't I wouldn't have said you had a face of a criminal, you know? Not really. So what? You were looking at my needs before. You're some great detective you are. Well, anyway, that was then and that was then and this is now. What do you mean? What I mean, sir, is this. If you're a culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. Now he's just being plain rude. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. So his sense of humor has twisted as his name. Naruhodo-san, what are you just standing there for? Hmm? We must go investigate the next door as well. Are you forgetting something about the ah! After Sama spending the dying moment struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give it up? You're just going to roll over and accept your fate? As if you gave me any choice in a roll over part. I think we still have some investigation to finish in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can find in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door. Good idea. The situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things that I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this and bring the real culprit to justice. What? Thanks to the so-called detective, I'm even more stuck inside this cabin than I was before. For the time being, I suppose I'll okay. When I went to help, when I went for help and the crewman forced the door open, this bolt has been firmly closed. It's quite a small bolt, not particularly sturdy, and it just slides across to secure the door shut. But still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin. That's for sure. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense up from down my spine. I remember reading once in the detective novel. The culprit use a needle and thread to draw a bolt across from outside the room in a situation like this. Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. But the door of the cabin and its frame are made of metal, and they seal together perfectly. There would be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid. When she glanced at me like that, I feel pins and needles up and down my spine. Oh, over there. The crewman. Do you mean he wasn't there before? Was he? That's what I thought. Why don't we try talking to him? Probably because I'm likely to get yelled at. But I suppose I could try. Is that Sergeant Ron Naruhodo-san? No, oh no. It's just that crewman just standing by the door. I can't help but feeling like I've seen him somewhere before. Oh yes, you're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir. Yes, so what can I do for you? It's the inspector. Wow. Why is he in a sailor? Why is he did he get a job at another position as a sailor? Wow. I recognize that face, but it can't be. Yep, it's a coughing. It is. I didn't know you were here, Inspector. Kosonaga? Ew. Hello again. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you, my heart stopped. You nearly stopped, I hope. I received some special order to go undercover as a member of the crew and board the ship. Again? You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector. Hydration is key. If there is anything I can do to help you, please ask. I never expected to see this man on board. Per Perhaps his presence can help me out this hopeless situation. All right, let's talk to him. Special orders. So what are your special orders at this time, Inspector? Yes, and why are you dressed as a member of the crew? I'm so sorry. Hmm? This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. For what? My orders were to act as a Gosi oh Asogi-san's bodyguard. What? I'm the Minister of Just. It was Minister of Justice, Jigoku, who pushed who pushed this, who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead, and it, and his, and he entrusted me to ensure that Agogi or the Asogi-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated. Assassinated? How? How could that? How could I even have been a possibility? I'm not sure. But these are the complicated times. There are the tension between world's greatest power. Minister of the Jingoku said we should be prepared for all the eventualities. Then this is incredible. I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama was assassinated? Obviously, we couldn't have we couldn't give Asogi-san a visible security escort, which uh, which is why I'm undercover now, but posing as one of the crew. I see. And I didn't take my eyes off of the entire time we've been on board, from morning to until night every day. But I never imagined it would happen here inside his own cabin, not here on the first class deck. I, I failed miserably at my assignment, and Zogi-san is dead as a result. I'm a disgrace. All I could do is humbly apologize. Inspector. So if there's anything at all that I can do to help now, just say the word. Permission to investigate. We're we're doing what we can do to investigate Kazuma's death of ourselves. I thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer. Of course not. We really like to investigate the cabin next door. Yes, so we need to be allowed out of this cabin. I'm sorry. What? You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. If you move to even touch a handle on the cabin door, that stormy-looking seaman there would surely snap your neck in two. Snap your neck in two. I suppose. I'm not just a stowaway now. They think I'm a murderer as well. Would it be possible to give me something to work with? Do you think I need to? Do you think I'm going to need to? I'm going to need some persuasive. What do you mean? If I had a solid reason to why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, I do everything that I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I lay my life on the line if I had to, but I don't see how. There may be a way. What? Really? Think of it. Think of how you tried to persuade me in your incidents in our San, by presenting me with a piece of evidence that you already had in the possession. Evidence? It's just the same as when you're in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. You simply select the present panel and choose some evidence that President Hosonaga could use. So evidence that would give a viable reason to investigate the next door cabin, is it? Alright, yes. I think I might know what we can use. What's this? It's a Kazuma's diary. Just before he died, Kazuma-sama wrote something rather strange in his diary. Strange, in a way. He wrote what looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. A speckled band? That is strange. Yeah, so we're still trying to work out what we meant by that. But what I'd like to know is, don't tell me the ventilator, is it? You're very resolute, Inspector. The ventilator clearly joins to the next door cabin. That's right. So if we could investigate in there, we might be able to work out what the spectral band was. All right then. I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you. Really? You're willing to do that? Yes. As long as you don't leave the first class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs though. But what about the captain? Are you going against his direct orders? I'm a man of my word, and I promise that I'll lay my life on the line if that what it takes to convince the captain. After all, if I fail to keep it Soe-san safe, that is the least I can do. Thank you. Let's seize the moment then, Naruhodo-san. So blah 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 blah. Move to here. This is too slow. Okay. Ooh, I finally have the cabin. I have to admit that this isn't quite I was expecting. It's at least spacious out here than I thought. It would. I thought it would be. And this is the most luxurious accommodation? Yes, indeed. Kazuma was being sent on a study tour by the government. That's why he was being put in a first class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodation in steerage. Really? That must be awful. Oh, over there. That's another crewman keeping watch, and he looks enormous even when even if he's sitting down. The next door to leads to the second class accommodation. I suppose he's making sure that no one comes in who shouldn't. I suppose, like people in handcuffs. I mean, yeah, yeah. Naruto-san, you think you you look like a little baby visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to the ship by now. We've been at sea for 2 weeks already. Well, yes, I know, but the thing is, I was inside Cosmo's trunk for when I was first came aboard. Even since then, I've been shut up inside a little wardrobe. It must have been a very trying time for you. Please don't give me that pity look. All right, let's investigate this area. I want to take a look at this. Ah, a trap for catching mice. Yeah, so we have plenty of those back home in Japan. Although they seem to be very a lump of chalk or something as bait. Let me see. Yes, I think that was what is called cheese. It's made from the cows. Cheese? I wonder what it tastes like. You can't eat it, Naruto-san. The trap will snap her fingers. Really? But ah, I suppose you're right. You were actually going to try, were you? All I've been eating for the past couple of weeks is the Kazuma's leftovers. I don't know. You don't know how hungry I've been in that wardrobe. Or you. I'll find a little snack for you later. Hmm. This is it. This is the cabin next to ours. The one the ventilator connects to. Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he was a speckled band emerging, which maybe whoever is in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask. That scared me. That actually scared me. Oh, excuse me. We need to get inside this cabin here. The this the sailor's eyes speaks volume. They're clearly saying keep out. That's what I wrote on the sign. On the sign that we put on the wardrobe doors. Although this man's version of is definitely more effective, it doesn't look like he's going to let us pass. Hmm, that's a possible. That's a problem. what do you think? What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it? That's an emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it. Oh, an alarm? It says press only in time of emergency. It looks as though it set it sets the alarm off, ringing all over the ship, and brings the vessel to a complete stop. So this is so this is yes. What are you doing, Naruto-san? You mustn't touch it. But this emergency situation. Just look at these handcuffs. You know full well not that's not the what the alarm is for. If you were being this vessel to if you were the to bring this vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you've been in a even worse situation. Ah, I I wish everything would just stop. The ship included. If you have if you have to do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect that doesn't affect anyone else. I just try to read it. Just this part because I already know what it is. Okay. I'm just checking something once again. I gotta stop checking stuff. It kind of ruins the flow of the stream. Eh, it's whatever. This looks like a just a plain this looks like a plan of the SS Burya. It shows the each deck look. No wait, it shows each deck. Look. Why are you reading? Never mind. The Burya is a large scale the steam ship with a triple skin hull. What a marvel of engineering. Well, it's been playing on my mind for a while now. Actually, but how is this? Is it that such a huge lump of metal that doesn't sink like to the bottom of the ocean? Oh, that's good. That's really quite simple, Naruhodo-san. Is it? Well, con consider the Japanese agri archipelago, the island of Japan. Yes, they're not metal, but they are enormous lumps of earth, many times large uh, than the ship, and they don't sink, do they? They've been floating happily on the sea since the gods created them. Well, I suppose so. That's a huge book on top of the table there, and there's a pen next to it. Yes, that looks like the ship's log. Shall we shall I have a little look through it? It's written. It's so. The writing is so neat and precise. Every detail about it, about the voyage, that has been me, medica, medical, medically recorded. Hmm. You weren't expected to read. You weren't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. And nothing. No reaction at all. I thought he might appreciate the compliment. I mean, not sure that rough and ready is much of a compliment, Naruhodo-san, even to a sailor. Anyway, last night logs was mostly blank. Presumably that means that there was nothing to report. I don't know, actually. Alright, let's talk to the sailor man. Oh, excuse me, but, but could I ask you something? You, you little stowaway murderer! That wasn't a good start. That wasn't a good start, was it? Anyway, let me try it instead. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but could you could I perhaps ask you something? Ask you ask you something for you of you? You little third class lady's maid. Wow, that's rude. Oh, we seem to have caught the sailor a bad day. The Susato-san. I'm not a sailor. My mother gave me a name. I see. I'm a senior crewmate, Biff Strogan Stroganov. Strojanov? Woo, the best thing that is just to avoid eye contact, I think. First class area. Mr. Stroh. I'm just gonna call him Mr. Stroh. About this first class cabin area. Here we are in the finest part of a Burya's steamship for very important persons. Of what sort of a very important persons? Government officials, kings, queens, traveling in secret. Many important persons. This is why I am always guarding this place. Gosh, that's amazing. But somehow I let stupid stowaway inside. I want to pick you up and throw you in the ocean, but Stro is not animal. Thank you. If I may, I was wondering, is the cabin next to Mr. Asogi currently occupied? Ah, Mr. Sato-san, do you understand that? It sounds like da. I think it's probably Russian for yes or no. Genius. It is not permitted to visit the cabin without invitation. Well, it sounds like there's someone in the next door cabin at least. Yes, this is tantalizing. Can you tell us who's traveling in the cabin next to Mr. Asogi? His name is Mr. Grimsby Roylott. He's a very important Western gentleman. A Western gentleman? Like, you know, the USA? Or no, not US, just United States, I believe. Do not think about it. He has nothing to do with murder of a student boy. How can you be so sure about that? Mr. Roylett is authentic. It's authentic Western gentleman. Such a man who would have no interest in lowly student from insignificant Far East island. That is harsh. Can you tell us when Mr. Roylott came aboard? That is not your business. Come to think of it, even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, and I've been in Kazuma's cabin for the entire time, I've never once heard of anything from the next door cabin, or even felt like there's anyone there. Well, presumably, since this gentleman is occupying one of the first-class cabins, he must be rather important. Is that right? That is not your business. Last night, are you on watch here all the time, Seaman Strog? Strog? Yeah, I believe they call him Strog or Strog. I don't know. Da. All time, some criminals like you cannot come in or get out. I wonder, could you tell us anything about last night at all? It is sad about the student boy. Were you on watch last night as well? Of course. And you didn't. And did you notice anything at the time? Anything unusual? Hit. Sato-san, did you understand that? It was clearly no. I saw nothing unusual, nothing at all. And you didn't hear any strange noise, or sense anything was wrong in some way. I said no. Sorry. I'm not sure. So sure. I could have sworn that he wouldn't catch my eye for a moment there. This is enough. I cannot say more now. Oh, it is time for me to report to the captain. You must return to cabin. Yes, all right. Bulkhead to second class area is staying locked at all times. You escape when lobster whistles on top of the mountain, or as English say, when pigs fly. Yes, I understand. Good. Now we can investigate this area properly, shall we? Definitely. Investigation! Yay! That's the way to the second class area of the ship. Is something wrong? I was thinking about making a run for it, just for the moment. Things aren't exactly going as well for me. I might be wrong, but I imagine the moment you reach for the handle of the door, that burly seaman would surely shoot you dead. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Perhaps I went a little too far there. No, I started with my talk of running away. As there's no way I could run while Kazuma's death remains a mystery anyway. That book on the top of the table is really huge. There's a pen with it. Oh, I guess we didn't read this dialogue. Yes, I'm sure that that's the ship's log. Shall we, shall we have a look through it? I thought I read that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. All right, let's get going. This is it. This is the cabin next to ours. Yes, the ventilator from the from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging. Maybe whoever is in the cabin can help solve the particular mystery. Let's ask. Knock knock. Who was there? No answer. We're locked out. It seems that there is no one in there to help our inquiries. How annoying! What was that? It came from inside the cabin. Such a high pitched scream. It must have been a woman. Stand aside. Oh, it's you again. I'm about to break the door down. Mr. Sholmes! I shan't be stopped. When the fit is on me, I reveal in kicking the door in their hinds. Please wait, Mr. Holmes. The door doesn't appear to be bolted. It doesn't? Then how am I deduce how to deduce can I how can I deduce can I dispatch the muscular urge? What pray can I kick? I think we should go in. There's no time to think about stress relief. Oh, who are you? What's in the gentleman? This man looks Russian to me. We heard a woman screaming. A woman? Don't be absurd. As you can see, there's no one but me in this cabin. True, this old man does appear to be the one person in here. But in that case, who just screamed? Get out, all of you, now! Please excuse the intrusion, but you're Mr. Gleamby Royalette, I believe. Yes, that's me, and you are? I'm one and only, the actual Herm Sholmes. You heard of me, no doubt. No. I'm a great detective among great detectives. one who adorns the cover of popular magazines, no less. So I assure you, you may trust me completely. The man used the magazine like a business card. I like this guy. He's actually funny. A detective? I do not trust detectives. We distinctively heard a scream emerging from within these walls. But there would have appeared to be a lady concealing herself within the wardrobe this time. So I might might I be so bold to, as you asked it, to open that small traveling case? What? Don't be stupid! How can anyone fit in a small trunk like that? Well, it's quite fashionable these days, is it not? Traveling inside one's trunk. Don't look at me. Oh! Oh my, did you see that, Mr. Howard? That son? Yes, the case just shook. Leave now, otherwise I'll call the steward. So this is Cosmo's neighbor, Mr. Grimsby Roylette. There's no doubt about it that this strange Russian man is hiding something. I couldn't agree more. Let's see if we can find some clue before that burly sailor returns. Last night, Mr. Roylette, we'd like to talk to you about something. No. Oh. I do not want to talk. Leave my cabin now. This is going terribly. We're not getting anywhere here. I agree, but there may be someone else who can help. Perhaps a detective who can be could get somewhere with Mr. Roylette. Do you have a moment, please, Mr. Sholmes? You need only address me as Sholmes. That's what I just did, isn't it? Well, Mr. Sholmes, what were you doing in there? Why, I was resting, of course. Resting? Indeed, I was contemplating our sea's voyage from the confines of the wardrobe while it's waiting for the indefinite time. Hey, the music's back. Time that would need to call my great power of deduction to service. Oh, and it would seem that the honor is upon us now. The time has come. Am I mistaken? Well, no, no, exactly. No, actually, you're spot on for once. Observe closely. Our Russian host in this cabin, the Mr. Roulette, is clearly trying to hide something. Oh, I do see it. And do you know what what is the most effective weapon to against the Russian man hiding a secret? By the truth, of course. Though it should be pointed out that such methods are not exclusively for the Russians. Right. Can you imagine how the Russian would react to when the secret is his guards so close to it is exposed? Would you like to witness? Oh yes, please. Well then, what are you about to see? May well astound you. For I'm about to apply my great detective greatly admired great deduction to the case. Please voice act. Could this man be a more hackneyed betrayal of a dubious Russian, I asked you? What? From time to time, it occurs to me this is the fellow dubious on account of his Russianness, or Russian on account of his dubiousness. I really don't think either of those things should be occurring to you or anyone. That's right, and Mr. Sholmes. I know that this man's beard is and the dark glasses are hard to ignore, especially the first meeting. But once I read, it is a capital mistake to theorize before you have all the evidence. It's biased to judge. Shh. I must have a complete silence. What are you doing? Why are you peering at my face like that? Just as I thought. Yes, I have quite made up my mind now. There can be no explanation that accommodates all the facts. Mr. Roylett, I have reached two incontrovertible conclusions. What do you mean? Number one, the true identity is that of a villain. Using those shears that you're about to end the existence of something most dear. Are you not? Huh? Number two, the other conclusion I've drawn. You are at this very moment no less in in midst of committing a most grievous crime. Beneath the beard, your mouth covers with nervous tension as you realize that you have been discovered. Does it not? Ah! Oh, Miss Naruhodo-san, I never imagined I would witness one of Mr. Shone's great deductions with my own eyes. That was great deduction. Nothing can deceive Mr. Sholmes. In a single glance, you can deduce all there is to know about a person. What inevitable twaddling. Oh yeah, oh yes, I've read about it countless times. The Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes. And now I've experienced the astonishing impact of his great deductions firsthand. That is like a dream come true. I can't believe. I can hardly believe. I can hardly believe it, but all the color has drained from Mr. Warlet's face. Is it how? It looks like somehow both Mr. Shone's conclusions were right. No, they're not. No, they're not. How could you? How could I possibly know such things? So you wish to ask? Well, very well then. I shall intimidate. I shall explain how was that I arrived at this pair of conclusions. So do I accordingly invite you upon a journey of logical discovery. Let us aboard the train of reasoning. Plus, or put plainly, let us work through my deduction together. The game is afoot. So the dubious looking Russian, Mr. Warlet, obviously was what catches the mind of the in the first place. It's just sheer it's the enormous pairs of sheer in your hand. Now we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is startling on your face. You're on the You're the verge of using your shears to cut away the copy's beard, you sport. Now moving on. The question then begs is why would you decide to get rid of this magnificent beard, Mr. Roylat? once again, the answer is plain. That you have a clear we have clear evidence to shed the light on this matter. Regarding to, if you will, this morning's newspaper, in particular, the fascinating front page cover, which it would appear you have read also, Miss Roylette. I'm sure you need I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals that your true identity is the article of the Revolutionary. In translation, the headline reads, Revolutionary villain of Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. And as you cannot fail to observe, the object of the article possess an extremely copious beard. Having noticed that the article yourself, you decided to remove your incriminating facial hair before it gave you away. In short, your true identity is beyond doubt. That you're the fearsome Russian revolutionary himself, villain, the Bolshevik. That's not that I've heard the name myself. You understand? For my second conclusion, you're at this very moment on the brink of committing a gracious crime, and prove that this crime over there. Oh yes, Mr. Roylette. You're taken unaware. People have a propensity to let their eye spray. You see, and I assure you that the eye speak is so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. The answer seeks lie where the fugitive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, that traveling case. It is time, I think, that the case be opened and its contents laid bare. No, I refuse. What could you possibly be concealing inside? We ask. But a young lady, perhaps, the one one slight enough to fit in therein. Don't be absurd. And what, pray, would be the identity of this young lady in the traveling case? Dear me. Yeah, we're not. Uh, we're not as well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless coup betrays you. Once again, we need only we only need we need only follow your fugitive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason. It seems interesting. I feel like I'm missing dialogue. Alright, I think I'm gonna actually end it off here. My throat is actually starting to hurt again. But yeah, it's actually been fun, and I'm excited to yeah, to learn something new about this game. The deduction segments. But we will do that next time I'll stream this game. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. I'm gonna save before I do anything. Alright, I'm gonna end it here, and good night.